This is me again, Mercy Favor. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I assure you that you're not going to regret this. So we've been learning a lot of technical skill, and the skill of the day today is we are doing a table de hote setup. We are doing a table de hote setup. So first things first, before you set your table, you need to have a table that is stable, not wobbling. You need to have your linen well laid on the table and your slip cloth. And you also need your table accompaniments at the center of the table. As we all know that regardless of the type of setup, we always have to have our table accompaniments at the center of the table. So the first thing that you need on your table is your flower vessel. Flower vessel with fresh flowers and with water inside. And then the second thing we need to have is a table number for identification purposes of the table. The third thing that we need to have is an ashtray. An ashtray is used by smokers to put in stubs in it. And then the fourth thing that we need to have on the table is our cruet sets. One cruet set is for pepper and another one for salt, just for seasoning purposes. We also need to have bottled ketchups, one for chili sauce and another one for tomato sauce. And if you have bread roll as part of the menu, then definitely we'll have a butter dish at the center of the table. Now, now when we're doing table dot setup, definitely the rules have to apply. We have to start from the inside part of the cover, going towards the outwards. Number two, we need to ensure that it's an inch away from the table. So we'll begin. The first thing that you need on the table is your napkin. And your napkin, you can do it any other napkin folds. There are so many types of napkin folds, so you put it at the center of the table. After that, the first thing on the table, the first cutlery that is on the table is the joint knife. So the first thing we put is a joint knife at the right hand side of the guest, and a joint fork at the left hand side of the guest. Remember, we've said we start from the insideward going towards the outside. So we have done our joint knife and our joint fork. So the second thing that we're going to put on the table is our fish knife, sorry. So our fish knife at the right and our fish knife at the left. When you're setting your table, your cutlery, ensure that you don't handle it at the base. Always handle it from the back so that you don't contaminate it. And then the third thing that we're going to place on the table is our soup spoon. And then we put the dessert covers. The dessert covers, normally the fork faces towards the right side of the guest. Let me create more space here. Okay. So we have our dessert fork facing the right side, and then our dessert spoon facing on the left side of the guest. So these are our dessert covers. So we have our joint knife, our joint fork, fish knife, fish fork, soup spoon, dessert fork, and dessert spoon. But that's not all. We also need to have our dessert plates, our glass of water, our side plate, and our side knife. So at the right hand side of the guest, at the tip of the joint knife, we have our glass. And then on the left hand side of the guest, we have our side plate. And if you're having wine in the menu, then you can always place a wine glass just next to the water glass. And finally, on the table accompaniments, you can also add your menu card for the guests to see what you're selling in the restaurant. So this is basically on how we do our table dot setup. We have the joint knives, the joint cover, then we have the fish covers, then we have the soup spoon, then we have the side plate and the side knife. We have the dessert covers and our glass of water. And that's how we set our table dot setup. Once again, I'll say thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Help me help you be professional at what you do. Thank you, and follow me for more. Cheers.